Okay, hi, I'm back. It's Fia, and today I was thinking I was gonna do I am gonna do a scrapbook layout. This is a picture I've taken a while ago, or a pretty long time ago, that I just got printed in a little bit larger size. This is from where I come from, and it's a really beautiful place. And I already picked out some stuff that I'm gonna use. So here I have some sheet music paper. I have a piece of paper from the Santoro A4 collection, and just a plain green scrapbook paper, and a piece of a blue gingham, no, not gingham, chevron pattern. And I was thinking I was gonna do this mixed media style. So I'm gonna start with this paper, because I'm gonna spray it. So I need to get my spray box out. And my spray box is literally a box. In the bottom of my spray box here, I have just some old printer paper to keep the box from warping too much. And these printer papers, like you see here, after a while become pretty nice background papers. So for my background, I need to get some more blue into my background. Since the picture is mainly green and blue, I want to get those colors incorporated. But I also like some brown in it. So I have here an acrylic spray color I made myself. And this is in a pale blue. I'm also gonna use a darker blue. And as you can see here, I keep my spray bottles at an angle, or lying sideways. And I always have beads in them to make them easier to shake up. And you see here, they shake up pretty fast. I'm also gonna use two Lindy's Moonshadow Mists, and this is Smoky Sapphire, and this is Silhouette Silver. They are kind of brownish with shimmer undertones in different colors. And if I can get this to spray. Nope. We're going with a darker one. And usually, when I've used my sprays, I just spray them out in my trash can with water to keep the nozzles and the spray heads from clogging up. Let's see. I'm gonna use some more blue. This is just food coloring I've used to make a spray. So I need to get some more color in it. And I'm gonna dry this with my heat gun, so I'll be back when that's done. Okay, this is sprayed and dried now, and I quite like the shimmer and the, I don't know how well you can see it on camera, and the color variations. So now I'm gonna tackle this one that I want to distress. So I have this distress tool. Simple, there are many variations. It's basically just a razor blade inside of these little nooks. So I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna pull it on the edges of my paper to just dress it up a bit. And I'm thinking making this scrapbook layout a bit mixed media like. I like mixing up all my types of creating, and I like adding some pieces of mixed media into my scrapbooking as well. So there we go, this. And this I'm also gonna use blue to distress the edges. So I'm gonna go in with distressed ink. See, so you're in frame. Faded jeans. And my little, one of my little tools. Also because this paper already has a little bit of a hint of blue on it, I thought this would work. And I'm gonna tear it a bit and distress up where I've torn it. This side I'm not worried about since the music sheet paper is gonna be on that. So I'm not bothered to waste time or ink on that. Here. The tearing I'm doing mostly to get some more interest in the page. Like so. Maybe curl this corner a bit. So, and then I'm gonna take this little sheet that I'm also gonna use and distress that too in the same color. But this I'm keeping. I'm just gonna tear the edges on it on 3 sides. The 4th side, this side, you won't even see, so I'm not gonna bother with that either. And I'm tearing towards me when I'm tearing, so I get the edge, the white edge of the paper showing. If you tear from you, you will see it will look more like this, like a straighter torn edge, not so teary, for lack of better words. So, and then I'm actually gonna take my big piece of paper, and this piece of paper I'm gonna distress in brown vintage photo, which is a medium dark ink. And this is also just to get them to tie in a bit together. Since everything else is so distressed and torn and stuff like that, if I would keep this really clean, it would stick out a bit like a sore thumb, I think. But I'm keeping it pretty simple and not doing a super dark edge, just a bit of an edge. So the green is still showing through, so it still ties in to the green in the photo. And I was actually contemplating picking totally different colors from the beginning, so the photo would really stand out. But I kind of like this. I kind of like the composition tying together all the way. So now I'm done with my distressing so far. Just putting my little thingamabobs away. So I'm gonna start by just gluing these pieces down onto my base paper. so I know, so I can see where I will want to go from there. I'm gonna start with these two, and then maybe I'll see if I want to put some maybe drywall tape or something. And for this, I'm gonna use my trusted ATG gun. And I'm keeping away from taping down the pieces I tore up and distressed. I'm just taping around them. And since this is gonna be in a pocket, it won't get super duper wear and tear. So I'm trying to get about the same amount of green around the page. And I'm just curling up my little pieces of paper that I want curled and so on and so forth. They will get a bit flattened after a while in the page protector, and that's okay. There will still be some dimension to them. And since you saw when I started this video, I already had some thinking of where I wanted my stuff to be, or at least these things. So that's why I'm just taping them down. For this, I think I actually want something else underneath as well. And I think I'm gonna go with, first of all, drywall tape and maybe some lace. And this is drywall tape, and it's not super sticky, but it is sticky enough for my purposes here. And I'm cutting it not straight, so it doesn't look like straight pieces of tape. And I'm overlapping them a bit. And I'm mostly just actually sticking them down wherever I feel the need for some texture. So I think I'm done with that. I'm gonna go and get some lace, and I'm thinking some nice soft lace like this will do the trick. And I actually have my lace hanging from hooks on the back side of my door here in my craft room. So I just rifle through them when I want it. I'm just gonna check to see that it's starting to come together, something like I want it. Maybe I want this on top. And this will be more straight when I tape it down, but for now it's doing what it's supposed to do. Yeah, I think I want it on top. So I'm gonna tape this down. Also using my trusted HG gun. It was a bit of an investment. It's about 300 crowns, and the tape is, I used I don't mind that it's non-acid free tape, because I haven't noticed a big difference in using acid free tape, except that it's not as sticky. And for that I think it's between 60 and 90 crowns about for 2 rolls, and it's a lot of tape. You see, I've used it a bit, and I still have this left. So this, I'm gonna do a trick, so maybe I don't have to put a lot of glue and stuff. I'm just gonna flip my paper over. I'm gonna fold the edges of my lace, and I'm gonna use ordinary Scotch tape or clear tape, one-sided, and tape my lace down on the back side. It will be held down as well on the front with the help of the photo when I put that down. Like so. And the photo is gonna go over here. So we'll tape it down here, and I'm thinking I'm gonna put some modeling paste and stuff over here. So I'm gonna round the corners of my photo, because I kind of want, and I'm just using this corner rounder. It's I don't know the size of it. It doesn't say. It's a large, but I want it corner rounded so it fits in more with in this circle as well. Gives it a bit more cohesion, like so. And I'm gonna I'm gonna get some modeling paste and some stencils, and I'm gonna use Tim Holtz Dot Fade and just some punchinella with my modeling paste. I do a lot of stencils by myself since they're very expensive. And I use a 15-watt wood burner to do it myself. And I'm thinking maybe we need some bling in this. Maybe I should color this with some. And here I have Unique Pearl by Churning in silver. Let's see if I can get the modeling paste in frame too. Yeah, here you see I have a, it's probably too much, a big dollop. And I'm using, this is just a plastic palette knife. That should be enough. You see, not that much. Maybe it's a little bit more than a tablespoon. And this is PBO Artist Modeling Paste, heavy. So I'm using, and heavy stands for the density of the modeling paste. You see, when I do like this, all the ridges and stuff stay really sharp. And it makes it easier if you're gonna color it, because it can take more paint before it gets really, really fluid. So I'm just adding some silver color acrylic paint to this, and it's gonna turn, since the modeling paste is white, it's gonna turn a paler shade of silver. But this is kind of nice, I think. So I'm just gonna go in with my stencil, and I'm just scraping it on. And I'm not doing the whole thing or wanting it like the square it is. I'm putting it bits of pieces where I think it will look nice. Like so. Then I'm gonna go in with some bigger dots with my punchinella. Punchinella is the stuff that is left over when you make sequins. Try lump, a booger. And some of this will absolutely be covered up by the photo and probably other things I put on this layout as well. But some of it will show, and that's good enough. And you see the amount of modeling paste I put out, and I still have modeling paste left. This modeling paste I'm actually right now gonna use in my, I put this to the side and go in my almost finished desk journal, and I'm gonna put some modeling paste in some places where I think it would be nice with my dirty stencils. And you see, I put it on and I move on. I'm mainly just trying to clean up my stencil and use up all this beautiful modeling paste. And it's also one thing to consider is when you have stencil and you're using modeling paste, it's a good idea to clean off your stencil straight away. Paint usually is not a problem. It will come off if you soak them in hot water with dish detergent. Modeling paste, it's harder. And it also can cover up, like with this one, with these tiny holes, it will cover up these tiny holes and make your stencil not accurate anymore. So I'm using my baby wipe now and just wiping it down properly and getting the modeling paste, and you see it comes less and less on the other side. And I'm pretty good with my stencils. I clean them pretty regularly when I've used them. Because I like them to be easy to use and not be a hassle when I'm going to use them. So oftentimes when I have used them, they go in a soak in my kitchen. And I clean them off properly. But just the paint, it can withstand some paint. A couple of layers of paint, depending on how thick, of course. But if it's just using like a makeup sponge or something, it can withstand quite a lot of it. Okay, so now I've cleaned my stencils. I've put the modeling paste on my layout. And I'm actually gonna let it dry until tomorrow. So I'll see you in a bit.